And so today, in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve that new client problem with something I call mental models. And this mental model is going to help you determine whether you have any clogs in your business. And this is called the flow. And in this process, prospects go through 4 different stages in your business before they become a client. And the end result is them taking action, and this is what we call flow through. And flow through is a 30,000 foot view of your business. And this is really where we're going to take a step back and look at the different processes in your business and really figure out where some part of your flow and in your pipeline might be clogged. And in this 30,000 view, the flow, we're going to use this to kind of measure and determine your sales cycle and your service delivery to see where somewhere in this flow of your pipeline there might be a clog. And the reason why this is important is because if there's one little clog in this flow of this pipeline, then your business is only going to get as much as that little clog lets through. And there are 4 stages in the flow, and the first one is prospecting, conversion, service delivery, and then when they become a client, the flow through. And so if you're like most advisors, this is where most of the clog is going to be in your business. And so typically, what are some areas where you're prospecting? You're cold calling, networking, and asking existing clients for referrals. And this is where you may be having some bottleneck. And so, what's the problem with these methods right here? Well, 1, it's not predictable. 2, it's not reliable. And 3, it's not consistent. And the reason why is because if you do these a little or a lot at the beginning of the month, there's no way to measure if you're going to get the desired result or the outcome that you're looking for. And then the second piece is conversion. And this is going to be after you attract a client through prospecting, how do we turn them into a client? And so if you're like most advisors, your business is going to have a sales cycle that's something similar to this. You're going to have an approach call or approach meeting. You have a fact finder where you ask them where they are, kind of what are some of their desires and where they want to be. Let them dream a little bit. And then you have another meeting where you present an analysis based on what they told you in that previous meeting. And then you ask them to take action based on that. Then you want to have the medical close, which is setting up the medical, and then possibly having them come back for policy delivery. And so the problem that you may be having here where you may have a clog is, there's so many options in this meeting, in these 5 meetings, where your client could lose interest or they could decide to jump through too many hoops. And, it's too many options for them to say no. You got 5 different meetings and they thought that they were coming in for something that was going to benefit them, but they're having to do a ton of work. And people like speed and ease to solve their problems. And then The next blockage that you may have is in the service delivery. And this is where you're gonna have a ton of staff. You're gonna have an admin person. You're gonna have an associate rep who's gonna do all of your case prep and your plans. And then you're gonna hire some producers to help you grow your team so that you don't have to do 100% of this prospecting things on yourself and you can really focus on growing your business. And then you may have a set team. These are people who help process the applications and make sure that everything that goes through to the home office is all lined up, all documents are signed. And then you have your business overhead, right? You got office, staff. These people have to be compensated, stationery, all the things that go into running your business. And so what's the blockage that may be clogging up your pipeline in there? Well, you're wearing too many hats. You're having to manage these things. It's costing you a lot of time to kind of juggle all these things, and it's costing you a lot of money because if these things don't get done, then you won't have any flow through. So what's the solution to these things? And so what I've really helped my clients do is we use LinkedIn automation. And this really helps with the prospecting. So we automate the prospecting. So now we're not spending 80% of our time cold calling, networking, and then referrals. And then for the conversion, we teach my clients this 15-minute chat strategy. This eliminates the 5-appointment sales cycle and allows the majority of my clients to close in 2 meetings. And then lastly, with the service delivery. And what we teach is the lean model. And so the most important thing is the flow through. So if we can automate the prospecting where you're not spending 80% of your time focused on prospecting and spending 20% on being in meetings, and if you flip that and now you're spending 80% of your time in fact finders and closes, then now you have more time to do the service delivery. And then the lean model for this is now you don't need a ton of producers and associate reps to do all these other things. You have free time to delegate those things to one admin person and then one person on your set team. And so this is what we call the flow of value.